Have you noticed that something which once brought you comfort, like masturbation, now feels rushed, unsatisfying, or oddly disconnected? My name is Dr. Edward Harris. I'm a board-certified urologist with over 6 decades of experience helping older men stay vibrant, intimate, and confident throughout the later stages of life. What continues to surprise me is how many men over the age of 60 fall into the same set of habits that quietly undermine their sexual well-being. These are behaviors that may have worked in younger years, but now tend to do more harm than good. In this article, I'll walk you through the 7 most common mistakes older men make when it comes to self-pleasure, and more importantly, how to correct them. You'll discover practical ways to bring back sensitivity, enhance pleasure, and reconnect with your body in a way that truly honors where you are now in life. Don't skip ahead, because mistake number 4 is something most men miss entirely, and it might just be the missing link to regaining the deep, satisfying connection you thought was lost for good. Before we begin, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss future health tips designed just for you. And I'd love to hear from you if this resonates with you. Type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0 and let me know how I can do better. A lot of older men have been led to believe that abstaining from ejaculation will increase their energy levels, sharpen focus, or give their testosterone a boost. This idea has deep roots in outdated thinking and modern-day internet myths. While it's true that short-term abstinence might cause a brief hormonal change, the bigger picture is much more nuanced and much more human. Our bodies are naturally designed for release. Suppressing that function for long periods can lead to uncomfortable side effects, including pelvic tension, mood swings, and in some cases, increased risk of prostate issues. For men over 60, those effects can go beyond discomfort. They may impact your broader health. Most doctors agree. Regular, moderate ejaculation helps regulate hormones, promotes prostate function, eases emotional stress, and even supports better sleep. Prolonged retention in hopes of achieving some mythical edge often backfires, causing irritability, dissatisfaction, and a sense of disconnect from your body's natural signals. Masturbation isn't about proving control. It's about listening to your body, honoring its rhythm, and finding a balanced, healthy relationship with it. It's not indulgence. It's self-care, like deep breathing or stretching. When done with intention, it grounds you, revives your energy, and restores that quiet sense of connection to yourself. So, if you're still hanging on to the idea that restraint equals strength, consider this. What other outdated beliefs might be holding you back from a deeper, more fulfilling experience? Here's a mistake that often goes unnoticed, yet it's something many men repeat for years without thinking twice. There's comfort in routine, especially when it's something you've practiced for decades. But when it comes to self-pleasure, using the exact same grip, pressure, and motion every single time can quietly diminish your sensitivity and enjoyment. Many men stick to what feels familiar, unaware that this repetition may actually train the body to respond only to a narrow type of stimulation. Over time, this can make it harder to feel pleasure, harder to reach climax, and more difficult to stay mentally engaged. You might start feeling frustrated or even disconnected from your own body, not because something's wrong, but simply because your body craves variety. The fix? It's simpler than you might think. Try switching hands, change the speed or rhythm, vary the pressure, explore new techniques, or even consider using safe, thoughtfully designed tools. You're not abandoning what works. You're expanding what's possible. Just as your muscles respond better when you mix up your workout, your sense of pleasure deepens when you allow yourself to try new things. This isn't about chasing novelty, it's about staying responsive to your evolving body and inviting it to keep feeling fully alive. Pleasure isn't something that fades with age, it's something that evolves. You deserve to grow with it. Another common habit, and one most men never even realize they're doing, is rushing. Many of us learned to masturbate quickly when we were younger, whether because of privacy concerns, shame, or simply lack of time. But over the years, what started as a necessity can turn into a default pattern, one that no longer serves us. When the act becomes rushed, it loses its depth. It shifts from a moment of connection to a mechanical release, and especially for men over 60, this hurried approach can rob you of the fullness of pleasure your body is still very capable of feeling. When you speed through it, arousal doesn't have time to build naturally. Your mind can't settle into the moment. You rush to the end, bypassing the richness of the experience. And the result? A feeling that's flat, forgettable, and emotionally distant. What once brought comfort and closeness can start to feel like an empty habit. But this can change, and it starts by simply slowing down. Slowing down, however, can change everything. It gives your body time to reawaken. It allows your mind to tune into every subtle sensation. Incorporating deep breathing, gentle touch, and a slower pace can transform an ordinary moment into something truly nourishing. Pleasure isn't just about the end point, it's about being present, following the rhythm of your body, and staying curious. When you treat this time as something intentional, not just routine, you start to feel more alive, more grounded, and more connected to yourself. It's not about dragging things out just to take more time, it's about finally noticing what you've been skipping over for years. Even slowing down won't unlock your full potential if all your attention is focused on one part of your body. And that's the next common mistake, one most men don't even realize they're making. Many of us were taught, either directly or through culture, to zero in solely on the genitals during self-pleasure, as if they're the only source of pleasure that matters. But your entire body is rich with nerve endings and potential for sensation. When you limit stimulation to just one area, you miss out on the emotional and physical depth your body still has to offer even well past 60. Areas like your inner thighs, chest, belly, neck, and especially the perineum can amplify arousal and deepen the overall experience. These places don't just feel good, they also bring you into closer connection with yourself. Simple techniques like light massage, temperature play, or soft strokes in new areas aren't luxuries. They're opportunities to enhance your pleasure in unexpected ways. Engaging more of your body helps you break free from repetitive patterns and unlocks a richer, more fulfilling kind of pleasure. This isn't about being experimental. It's about fully appreciating the incredible complexity of your body and giving yourself permission to explore it. You are not just one part. You are a whole being, made of sensation, emotion, and awareness. When you embrace the full experience, satisfaction naturally deepens. Even with a more complete approach to your body, one small oversight can still reduce your enjoyment, and it's something many men overlook: lubrication. As we age, our skin naturally becomes drier and less sensitive, which can change how physical touch feels. Yet many men continue the same way they always have, without any form of lubricant, often out of habit or simply because they've never thought to use it. But here's the truth. Not using lubrication can create friction that not only dulls pleasure, but also leads to irritation, discomfort, and even small skin injuries over time, all of which reduce sensitivity. Adding a high-quality lubricant can completely shift your experience. It makes touch smoother, gentler, and more comfortable, and it can restore a level of sensation that may have faded without you even realizing it. A good lubricant can make touch feel smoother, gentler, and far more comfortable. It reduces irritation, helps minimize effort, and brings the experience closer to the feeling of shared intimacy. Using quality lubrication can also reawaken nerve endings that may have dulled over time, allowing for longer lasting and more satisfying pleasure. And for those dealing with joint stiffness or reduced hand flexibility, lubrication isn't just helpful, it can make the experience more accessible, more effortless, and simply more enjoyable. There is absolutely no shame in adapting to your body's changes. We don't hesitate to use reading glasses when our eyesight shifts, or to wear cushioned shoes when our joints need support. Lubricant is no different. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. Choosing comfort, connection, and ease is just another way of honoring the body you're in. When you embrace tools like this, you don't just enhance physical pleasure, you also strengthen your connection to yourself and your overall sexual confidence. Even with the right tools in place, there's one invisible barrier that still holds many men back, and it doesn't live in the body, it lives in the mind. This emotional weight can quietly undo all your best efforts, often without you even realizing it. What is it? Guilt. For a lot of men over 60, Attitudes about masturbation were shaped in childhood or early adulthood times when sex was taboo, and self-pleasure was seen as something embarrassing or wrong. Even decades later, those old beliefs can stay buried beneath the surface. You may know that it's normal and healthy, but still feel a pang of guilt afterward, or rush through it as if it's something to hide. That internal tension doesn't just affect your enjoyment. It can disrupt your relationship with your own body and create a lasting disconnect between your physical needs and emotional well-being. The truth? There is nothing shameful about taking time for yourself. When practiced with care and intention, self-pleasure can become a calming ritual, a source of emotional balance, a way to reconnect with your body, and even a form of healing. It's not indulgence, it's self-respect. In fact, research shows that older adults who engage in regular, mindful self-pleasure often enjoy better sleep, improved mood, reduced anxiety, and greater self-esteem. But none of those benefits are fully possible if guilt is standing in the way. Letting go of shame starts by asking a powerful question. Are these feelings truly mine, or were they handed to me long ago? When you stop seeing masturbation as a secret habit and start embracing it as a healthy, meaningful part of self-care, something begins to shift. You allow peace, comfort, and even pride to replace guilt, and you begin to show up for yourself in a whole new way. As we age, our bodies naturally shift. Sensitivity changes, mobility may decrease, and stamina evolves. Yet many men continue using the same approach to self-pleasure they've relied on for decades, never realizing that their needs have changed, and so have the tools available to meet them. Sometimes it's pride, sometimes it's discomfort, and often it's simply not knowing what's out there. But by ignoring modern, thoughtfully designed resources, many men are missing out on experiences that could be far more comfortable, more enjoyable, and even more meaningful. Today, there's an entire range of tools crafted specifically for older men, from soft, skin-like sleeves that mimic a natural feel, to ergonomic devices that ease strain on the hands and wrists, to gentle massagers that awaken new areas of sensation. These innovations aren't about replacing your touch or compromising your masculinity. They're about enhancing your relationship with your body and honoring the way it changes with time. Think of it this way. You wouldn't hesitate to use glasses when your vision fades, or wear supportive shoes when your joints need relief. Why not approach self-pleasure with the same care and common sense? You haven't lost your sexuality, you're evolving it. And when you use tools made to support where you are now, you may find yourself not only more comfortable, but also more curious and alive than you've felt in years. A new mindset and a more complete approach. Of course, tools and techniques are just one part of the equation. What truly elevates your experience is the mindset you bring to it. And when you begin to piece it all together, variety, body awareness, proper support, emotional clarity, something powerful happens. The experience becomes transformational. The most profound shift you can make in your 60s and beyond isn't just about technique, it's about perspective. Instead of seeing self-pleasure as a hidden habit or a measure of performance, you begin to view it as an act of self-respect, exploration, and honoring the man you've become, not the man you once were. Letting go of shame, of rigid routines, and of outdated ideas opens the door to something far deeper. A connection that is nourishing, restorative, and emotionally grounding. By welcoming more variety in your touch, slowing down to truly savor each sensation, engaging your whole body, and embracing tools that support your needs, you shift from going through the motions to being fully present. You're no longer just chasing release, you're cultivating intimacy with yourself. And when that physical practice is paired with a new emotional understanding, when self-pleasure becomes a form of care, not guilt, you rediscover confidence, energy, and ownership over your sexuality in a way that feels authentic and empowering. Conclusion: reclaiming pleasure, confidence, and self-respect. This conversation has never been just about sex. It's about your health, your peace of mind, and the ongoing relationship you have with yourself. Embracing a complete approach means recognizing that your desires are valid, your needs matter, and the time you spend caring for yourself, even in solitude, is just as essential as any other part of your well-being. You are never too old to grow, to discover, or to feel deeply satisfied. In fact, You may be stepping into one of the most intentional and connected stages of your life, and it begins with how you treat yourself when no one is watching. Your 60s, 70s, and beyond are not the end of your sexual identity. They are an invitation to reimagine it with greater self-awareness, maturity, and compassion. Aging can bring subtle shifts in energy, sensitivity, and emotional rhythms, but these changes do not mark the loss of your masculinity, your ability to feel, or your right to experience pleasure. Quite the opposite. When you meet this stage with honesty and care, it can become one of the most meaningful and fulfilling chapters you've lived. The truth is, self-pleasure after 60 is not childish or shameful. It's not something to rush, dismiss, or hide. It's a way to maintain connection with your body, a body that's carried you through a lifetime. It is, at its core, a profound act of self-respect. And when practiced mindfully, it has the power to renew not just your physical sensations, but your emotional intimacy with yourself. Along the way, we've uncovered 7 common mistakes that quietly sap the richness from this deeply personal experience. Holding on to the semen retention myth, using the same techniques without variation, rushing through the process, focusing only on one part of the body, avoiding lubrication, carrying old feelings of shame, ignoring tools designed for your current stage of life. These aren't small errors. They're signs of outdated beliefs that may no longer reflect who you are now. But now, you know better. You've seen how just a few mindful shifts, slowing down, exploring more of your body, letting go of judgment, can transform the experience into something deeply nourishing. This isn't about performance. It's about presence. It's about reclaiming your sense of ownership in a world that too often asks older men to quietly step aside. Let's be clear. Your longing for connection, for touch, for joy, it's not something to grow out of. It's something to grow with. Yes, your body has changed, but it hasn't failed you. It's simply asking to be met with fresh awareness, with deeper listening, and with new respect. And when you respond with openness rather than resistance, you claim a version of manhood that's rooted in wisdom, not worry. Reconnecting with your pleasure also means reclaiming your confidence. Too many men over 60 carry quiet doubts about their bodies, their abilities, their worth. But your value has never been about how firm your erection is or how quickly you reach climax. Your worth lies in your presence, in your care, and in your willingness to meet yourself exactly as you are. Your true worth has never been measured by performance. It lives in your presence, in the care you offer yourself, in the quiet strength of listening to your body instead of resisting it. When you treat yourself with dignity, you're not just honoring your own journey, you're sending a quiet but powerful message to the world. I'm still here. I still matter. I still deserve to feel joy. And that sense of self-respect doesn't stay confined to the bedroom. It radiates outward in the way you hold yourself, in the quality of your relationships, in your mental clarity, and even in how peacefully you sleep at night. Men who embrace self-pleasure with intention often discover benefits they never expected. Reduced stress, clearer focus, a lighter mood, deeper sleep, and stronger connection with their partners. Why? Because they've stopped rushing and hiding. They've made space for this part of themselves to belong fully in their lives. That's the essence of reclaiming self-respect. It's not about proving your masculinity. It's about living in alignment with your truth, your needs, and your body's evolving rhythm. It means creating a life where shame has no more power, where outdated beliefs lose their grip, and where your desires are not dismissed but respected. So here's your invitation. Begin again. Let go of old conditioning that no longer serves you. Give yourself the freedom to explore, to learn, to feel. Invest in tools that bring ease and comfort. Let yourself experience pleasure without apology, without pressure, without hiding. This isn't selfish, it's soulful. You've spent a lifetime showing up for others now. It's time to show up for yourself in the same loving way. And when you do, you'll notice something remarkable. Your energy shifts, your confidence returns, your joy deepens. There is no age at which pleasure becomes irrelevant, no moment where connection no longer matters. This story, your story, continues, and you are the one holding the pen. Whether you're rediscovering sensations you thought were long gone, or exploring parts of yourself you've never truly known, every mindful step you take is a step toward a richer, more liberated life. So don't ask what's behind you. Ask what still lies ahead. Because you are not past your prime, you are entering a deeper, wiser one. One shaped not by urgency, but by presence. Not by performance, but by meaning. Not by shame, but by reverence. Your pleasure is real. Your confidence is yours to reclaim. And your self-respect? It grows stronger each time you treat yourself with compassion. Now take that step. You've more than earned it.